Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking this time out of your Saturday night to join Danny and I. We will most likely be doing Spirit Box or Chitty Chat or both. If Danny can't join me due to his health, then we may have another special guest on, or you guys will have to listen to me talk. I hope you guys enjoy the show. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Please leave a like on this video. And while you're waiting, if you would be so kind to share this video out, Danny and I would greatly appreciate it. Sit back, enjoy the show.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're all well.
Hey, everybody, I hope you're doing good. Uh,
Hi, Anne and Jackie and Robert and Kevin and Nina and Roxanne and Tired and Nina. Did I say Robert and Robert again? Hi,
yeah.
everyone.
Hi, everybody. Uh,
So this week we're on a cryptid kick, so I figured we can kind of stick a little with that if you would like.
we can do whatever you like. I'm just here for, to sit here and look pretty anyway. So,
Oh, okay. Hi, Yvonne.
uh,
Yeah, there's two of you. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about with Eddie on Thursday the 15 most like popular ones.
uh-huh.
Um, but now I have like these really extremely local, which is local to a particular area, which a lot of people who have not heard of. So I was thinking, maybe we can kind of go over a few and see what we think. Is it possible? Is it fake? Is it believable or not believable?
All right.
Mhm.
Now, you'll have to tell me what they are because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them for everybody. So here we go. We'll start with our
Okay.
first one is from Lake Utopia in New Brunswick.
Okay.
And the cryptid is called Old Ned. Hey, Petrazi. Ned, Ned, like like your Uncle Ned. Okay, anyway, apparently there's a monster in that lake, Lake Utopia, called Old Ned. They call him. Uh, that's what they call him. A site, and the sightings go back into local indigenous folklore. My grandfather claimed to have seen it as a boy. It is a serpent-like and scaly. It's serpent-like and scaly, and it swims very quickly across the lake. You can well imagine that hearing that story and the imagination of a 6-year-old later latched me into what my grandfather must have seen. So his grandfather, that was like back in the 1920s when he saw this supposed creature. The old
Uh,
Ned. What do you think about old Ned in New Brunswick?
Actually, I've heard of Old Ned quite a few times, and there's lots and lots of people that swear by it, you know,
Mm,
not just local areas so much. It's a lot of Canada knows about Old Ned.
mm.
Um, really not sure what Old Ned is, but
Yeah, okay.
since since the early 1900s, maybe even before 1920. It was probably closer to the 1890s when it was first spotted. Uh, but a lot of the sightings are very consistent, right?
Mm,
So it's not like someone saying, "Oh, it has a horse head," then someone else says, "No, no, the head was more like a cat, or the head was more like a this or that, or a snake, or whatever." So a lot of the reports are very consistent, and there's reports from people that have no idea about other people and what they've said, right? So there's
right.
obviously something there. I mean, in my opinion, there's obviously something in that lake, and it could be a water serpent, it could be anything really, but
Yeah.
the
Could be
fact of the matter is,
a water element, maybe.
it could be, but I don't think it'd be a water element. Possible though.
Hmm.
But there's definitely something there. I just don't know what it is. But I've heard of it, and well, we've got reports of that stacked up as high as the ceiling from people that have seen it. So that many people, what I mean,
Yeah,
over 100 years of it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's
mm,
there's got
that's true.
truth to it. There's got to be some truth to it. I don't know what the truth is, but
Yeah. I mean, I actually never heard of that one, so I found it interesting. Uh-huh. Well, if anybody
it's
lives near Lake Utopia, let us know. Now we're going to move to Illinois, and we have
Illinois.
Illinois, the Murfreesboro, Illinois, and we have the Big Muddy Monster there. Murfreesboro, Illinois, near Southern Illinois University, has repeated sightings of smelling, not only a sighting, but also smelling, um, a big muddy monster. Many believe it is related to the, and I can't say this word, but I'm going to try, Crevia monster that's sighted near the St. Louis suburbs. This is an animal often likened to Sasquatch size in appearance, but with a distinct skunky smell. Those who believe um, those who believe that these cryptids are like it's maybe a cousin of the Sasquatch. That's basically what they believe. Um, and that this big buddy that the big muddy river in Murfreesboro that leads into the Mississippi River, that it swims between the both, because it's near both of them. So they think that maybe this monster is the same. The one that they see in St. Louis and this one that they see in Illinois because they believe it's a river monster, like it goes along the river. Um, but basically, it's like Sasquatch in size and in appearance, but it has that smell. So I don't
no,
know.
no. What happened there is when I was on vacation when I was 515 pounds and I fell down the hill and I rode in the damn mud. And I started climbing up the hill, and some woman started screaming, "Mud monster, mud monster." And yeah, so I started that one by falling down the hill.
Oh, so that was you? Okay.
No, that was me. No, actually, it sounds more like swamp thing, like a swamp thing.
Yeah.
They're basically a herb element, right? Kind of like that, kind of like plant animal base creature. Um,
Mm.
so if it was anything, I would say, okay, maybe along the line of a swamp thing or something. But I don't know. I've heard stories of mud men and all that, like for years, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never shook hands with them or anything, so I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you.
Well,
But
maybe it was
it
it.
does, it, it does have. similarities to Swamp Thing, right? Like
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about the comic book either,
Yeah.
but similar actually.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, well, could it be a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch that just lives in the muddy part over there and smells like the swamp because that's where it lives. That's where it hides out. I don't know.
Well, I don't buy that worth of shit, to be honest. Everybody blames everything on Sasquatch, and like, I mean, how many types of Sasquatch are there? Let's get a job. Um, you got the abominable snowman. Okay, yeah, that's legit. That's a different one altogether. You got
Yeah.
Sasquatch, you got Bigfoot, and now you got 50 other breeds of things that aren't even closely
Yeah.
resemble them, other than the fact that they stink because they don't take a bath. There's really not much similarity, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I
but
mean, leave the poor cryptic alone. He gets blamed for everything. That poor Sasquatch, right? Like, I'm
I'm
going to
not
start a
blaming it, but
Sasquatch.
I think they live all over, and
I think
that some
Sasquatches
of
live
these
everywhere.
things people are mistaken for. Hey,
Oh
all.
no, I believe Sasquatch is everywhere, but I'm going to start a support group for that hairy ape because he gets blamed for every damn thing. That poor guy's got a complex already. So let's not throw mud in his face.
Let
Uh,
not throw mud in his
you know,
face.
let's not throw mud in his face too. I mean, shit. Now they're trying to say that he's extraterrestrial and he goes through portals. For God's sakes, he's
Oh,
a living, breathing creature.
yes.
Have
Hi,
you ever
Josh.
heard of Have you ever heard of camouflage? Maybe
Yeah.
he's like a chameleon and he stands beside a tree and he kind of looks like a tree. I mean,
Yeah.
that's more believable to me than he's a space alien. Give me a break. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's leave Sasquatch out of it, and we'll take the mud monster and say maybe he's related to Swamp Thing, and everybody's
Oh,
happy.
and
Yeah,
everybody's happy. All right. Maybe he's
everybody's
a
happy.
swamp thing, guys.
Well, yeah, because the Swamp Thing's jealous because Bigfoot gets all the credit for everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
if we give Mudman to Swamp Thing, it kind of balances out the field. So Swamp Man and Bigfoot are kind of happy because they're sharing the load. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
so I think that's
Oh,
what we'll do.
all right.
All right, next.
Next we have North Virginia Bunny Man. Okay.
North
In
Virginia, what
Virginia,
now?
in
North,
Virginia,
what?
the Bunny Man.
The Bunny Man.
The Bunny
The
Man in
Bunny
North.
Man. The only Bunny Man I know was Hugh Hefner, and he lived in the penthouse of the Playboy Mansion. Okay, that's the only Bunny Man I know. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Yes. So Virginia, it's the Bunny Man, but I
The
don't
Bunny
know
Man.
if we can consider it a cryptid or a ghost story. One story is that he's a man who escaped from a state facility and lived in the forest and wore rabbit pelts to stay warm. But others say that it might be an experiment that went horribly wrong. We don't know, but it is described as a half man, half bunny being.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna have to break this to you. In the old days, when they were testing women for pregnancy, a lot of bunnies died. You know, lots of bunnies were killed. With per bunny always getting screwed. But anyway,
Okay.
the bunnies got screwed, okay? But not in a good way, because they were always dead after they got screwed. Now, a bunny man, a bunny rabbit and a man can't have babies. So that's not going to happen. But a psychopath with a great big machete skinning rabbits and wearing them for furs, I could buy that, you know? I
Yeah.
could buy that. And I could even buy that this guy lived for 40 years and he died out there and his spirit is unrest. So now we got an angry spirit dressed with bunny fur. I could buy that. That I could buy that. But a man bunny, nah.
No,
Besides, he'd get sued by Hugh Hefner because he's the bunny man. So
he's the bunny man. Okay, so Danny says that's not believable. Oh, today, Al, we're not having an open panel. It's just Danny and I doing some stuff about cryptids. Um,
Everything
yeah,
I just
but
I gotta
but
put
thank you
I
for
gotta
coming in.
I gotta put a disclaimer in here, hon, just for your
Uh,
channel, eh?
yeah.
Any opinions said by me are probably horse shit, and you shouldn't probably bank on them anyway. But hey, I'm just having fun. Okay, there you go. I just wanted to put that disclaimer in there.
Yeah. um, yeah, anybody has if anybody has any experiences or lives in these areas, let us know. And what do you guys think about these? So the next we have, and I think we went over this one as being a popular one, which is um the ragaroo in Louisiana.
Rude.
Here in
Yeah.
Louisiana, the local cryptid is the ragaroo, which has many spellings and derives from the French word, which literally means werewolf.
Yeah.
Although relatively common across the French speaking world, like so many things, it appears to have gained popularity in the swamps of Louisiana.
Absolutely. Yeah, Rougarou is a werewolf.
Yeah.
A Rougarou is a werewolf. There's another Rougarou. Well, that's not Rougarou. It's a Regarusk, Regarisk, Regarusk, something like that. It's basically a man that doesn't actually change, but he basically is a cannibal and is always eating, can't stop eating people, right? And like just got a ravaging appetite, which is kind of both medical and a spiritual affliction. But it's a different thing. The names are close, but they're not the same. The
Right.
Rougarou is actually simply put is a werewolf, right? Um,
Now, are those, do you think they have in Louisiana, or is that more like it written over the?
in Louisiana, it's a werewolf. It's the same thing. Like werewolves are. If you believe in werewolves, they're everywhere. They can be anywhere, right?
Ah,
Likings are different. They're not
yeah.
werewolves. They're totally different thing
That's the
altogether.
word I was looking for last week. I was like, no, there's werewolves, and then there's the other ones that don't change like with the moon or anything. That they're just those two, and I couldn't
Like
remember
it,
the name of them. The liking, yes,
lichens can change if they're pissed off or if
yeah.
they, for some
They don't have to
reason,
wait for the moon
they
or
don't have
any
to
of that.
wait for the moon because one is a
And I
curse.
think they were born that way, right? Like they were
Yeah,
born.
lichens are true bloods. Okay,
Yeah.
so lichens are true bloods. They can take any form they want. They're kind of like a shapeshifter or any of these type of creatures. Okay,
Mm.
lichens prefer to be in their natural state, which is a wolf. But they can take a man shape anytime they want. They can take the wolf shape anytime they want. A lichen is different than a werewolf. A werewolf is cursed blood, right?
Mm.
A wolf is like a virus that a person gets. Okay. And they're destined by the lunar cycles. Okay.
Yeah.
So because it's part of the gypsy curse from 1305 or something like that. But anyway, and the first one got it the the virus, according to the chronicles, the first one got the virus by drinking out of a wolf's paw print in the mud, drinking the water out of it on a full moon.
Oh.
That, yeah, that's how it all started in the first place. Because they did a ritual, a sacrifice ritual, and then the guy drank the water out of the footprint in the mud. There was a big wolf print in the mud that was filled with rainwater. And he mixed it with the sacrificial blood and the enchantment and drank it, and then that's how it all started in the first place for the werewolf side of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and the
Hmm.
lichens are the lichens are purebloods. They're born like that.
Oh. Hello to Brandon and hello to someone else came in, Mr. Spock. How are you all? Oh, and Tired's other half,
Hi, everybody.
Reverend Potty Mouth. Okay. Mhm.
Tired's other
How are
half is
you
awake.
guys?
Tired's other half is awake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have Tired and Awake. That's funny. Um. Okay. Now we have oh Lake Worth, Texas, and we have, of course, the Lake Worth monster.
Of course.
In the wilds of North Tarrant County roamed the Lakewood monster, supposedly caught on camera in 1969. Never saw it myself, but it caused a big scare in the area. Could they give any less information? Anyway,
I don't know. Again, it's like I say, it could be anything, you know.
could be
And it
yeah,
depends. It depends. For me, things like that depend on like, are they just copying the Loch Ness monster?
right.
Or is this something that's had reports for like 100 years, or is it just oh, this was just discovered yesterday, and we're trying to make a buck? I don't know.
Hi, Kim.
But
Yeah. So you haven't heard of that one, right? So it's
I
not
haven't
like.
heard of that. No, I haven't heard of it at all. That
Mhm.
doesn't mean that 2 million other people didn't, but I never.
Yeah. Warcraft, does that count? All right. So the next one we have is the Grass Man, and he's in Ohio. In the Valley National Park has a giant humanoid called the Grass Man, and he has 3 toes for some reason. They hope he's they say maybe more like a swamp thing than a Bigfoot. See, this time they're giving the swamp thing
Hey, give
props.
him the swamp thing his credit. There you go.
Yeah, but they
Sold
call him the
right there.
Grass Man, and he hangs out
Yeah,
in this.
Grassman. Yeah, Grassman and Swamp Thing are the same thing. I agree with that.
Mhm.
I, I play a Worgen in Warcraft too. Whoever said that.
Oh, that's I believe that's
I don't know who it was.
oh,
Astro just told me someone else plays a Worgen.
oh, Brandon.
Brandon plays a Worgen? Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, Astro just said, hey, someone plays a Worgen in Warcraft too. And I said, oh, cool.
All right, now we're going to Maryland. Maryland. Oh, he just got a DK and a druid. Oh, nice, he
I
says.
play I play a Night Elf Druid. His name, of course, is Astral. And I have one of those troll guys. Uh, he's a druid too, I think, but I call him Voodoo Dan. Don't mess with the voodoo. And then I got my Worgen.
Mm.
So there you go.
He must play on you play on your computer, yeah? Okay. We have next we're going to Maryland and we're going to Prince George's County and we have
Hmm,
the Goat Man.
yes.
So, a Lover Lane type of cryptid that reportedly attacks parked cars with an axe. Did it escape from a university or laboratory? Is it an experiment? We don't know, but it's the Goat Man.
Well, the Goat Man is a Pakra. Now, uh, especially the Goat Man in Texas, he's a Pakra, right? which basically means that it's a legend that was so believed it actually created the energy. Okay.
Oh,
So basically, the legend was that it was a goat man that was hung by the KKK over the bridge. They put a noose on his neck and they tossed him over the bridge. They killed his family and all his goats. And then they went back to get the body or to burn it or whatever. They went to go back to get the guy. He was a black man. They went back to get him and he was gone. There was no sign of him, no tracks, no nothing. He was just gone. Rope was still there, but he was gone. So then the next thing you know, they started saying that they saw him, but he had a head of a goat. He was a goat, right? And then for years, the story of the goat man came up. Okay. These are facts according to the catacombs. So anyway, this went on for years, right? And people believed it more and more and more and more, feeding the energy into this legend. Okay. Now, according to what the catacombs figured, was this demon that was earthbound said, hey, I could go around and terrorize a whole bunch of people and get all this power, or right here, sitting right here, is an entity that has no soul, right? I could just absorb it and I could become the goat man. And I've already got hundreds of thousands of people that are terrified of me. Instant
mm,
power, right?
yeah.
So the the diocese figure that the goat man is a demon who harnessed the legend. And he said, look it, I don't have to convince anyone, I don't have to scare anyone, I don't have to do any work.
Yeah.
Here I've got a house I can move into, right? I basically have a house I can move into, and it already comes free with terrified people that I
Yeah.
can manipulate to my will, right? So the poltergeist, which was basically what this thing was a self-aware poltergeist, right? The demon said, "Hey, you belong to me now." Poof, right? And that's
Mm.
it. And that's all the goat man became physical, right? So now it's got
Hey,
enough
Terry.
power that it now because of that it has enough power to do these physical things like throw people, push people, all this other shit that it does that they report. That's what the diocese figured out. Basically, what happened with that one. So
Hmm.
I'm only going by what I've
Yeah.
written or not written, but read whatever
What
on that
they
one.
what they read. Yeah, what they wrote and you read. Um, they want to know what server you're on. I guess so they could play the game with you. I don't know anything about it.
Galcaloid. I think it's called Galcaloid. Galgologd or something like that.
Hey Terry, we're going over oh no, you got pneumonia. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. We're going over some cryptids.
Terry, come in. Hi, Terry. Sorry, I can't
Yeah.
see the chat, guys.
Now we have another river monster, the white river monster that is in Arkansas, Newport, Arkansas. In
I don't know.
Arkansas, there is what is known as the White River Monster, a large creature reportedly first spotted off the banks of the White River as far back as the Civil War. It's a big, scaly fish type thing, about 12 feet long, with a single horn on its head that supposedly sank a riverboat or two.
I don't know about the horn on the head, but a muskeg could get that big. There's plenty of fish, and there's silver whitefish, and there's a couple other ones. It could get 12 feet long, you know,
Yeah.
and they're scary looking. obviously, because you don't expect to see that shit, right?
Yeah,
I don't know about the horn part. I don't know. But there
I don't know.
are,
I always say it could be a
there's,
species that they haven't discovered yet
sure,
and
yeah.
interbreeding or something
You got
like that.
you got the swordfish. There's lots of different ones, and there's that whale with the horn. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But there are
Narwhals have a horn, right, Josh?
narwhal,
Yeah.
right? Narwhal. That's what I say. There's narwhal. There's swordfish. There's um, four or five other ones. So why couldn't there be a big white one swimming
Yeah.
around somewhere? If that's all it is, it's
Yeah.
big white scaly fish with a horn. That's not so unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
why not?
Right.
Maybe
Not.
it's an albino swordfish. I don't know.
Well, that's what well, they say that cryptids are only animals that we haven't discovered yet, or species or things we haven't discovered. So it's quite possible. And the fact that they've been seeing it for since the Civil War, it's obviously something's in the water there.
Something in the water, yeah. But hey,
I guess now we
but
have
there is the only thing I'm saying is there are credible fish that
yeah,
already have horns. So why couldn't
yeah,
there be another one? You know, just
exactly.
a different species. That's all.
Different species, yeah. Now we're going to Christian County, Kentucky, where we have the Hopkinsville Goblin.
That's
I
an
grew
imp.
up yeah, I grew up in Kentucky, and the story is the Kelly Green Man, aka Hopkinsville Goblin. In 1955, two families were terrorized by some alien or goblin or something. They were assumed to be aliens, and while they are called the Kelly Green Men, their skin was actually gray. Now there's a festival held in their name in Kelly, Kentucky.
Well, I believe in imps because my
Oh
job.
yeah.
Aliens, not so much because not my job. So I'm
Yes.
gonna go with an imp. Okay. I mean, it could be a gray, it could be whatever, I suppose. But I've never had to deal with one. I've never had to do a cleansing or you know uh whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have had to deal with imps though. So I'm gonna say it's an imp,
Yeah.
right? And not a UFO. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you want. Uh,
Yeah. True.
I've never had a UFO possess anybody, but I have seen imps do it. So, and you ask any demon, possession is 9/10 of the law, right? So,
That's right.
you know,
Uh,
and
oh yeah,
public
Brandon.
service message, public service message should probably be going here. Uh,
Mhm.
Can't think of the word now. Sorry, just give me a second.
Hi, Janelle. How
Always
are you here?
remember, people, to always pay your exorcist because you don't want to get repossessed. Okay, that's just
That's
a public service message because I got screwed a few times. I never got paid. So always pay your exorcist.
that's right. Um, I wanted to address something that someone said in the chat, but now I lost where it was. Where was it? Oh, the Brandon. Every Sunday, so I started last Sunday and I have about 10 stories. They're all about unknown creatures in the Appalachia. And you're right, in West Virginia, there's a is part of that Appalachia, because it goes over three of the 50 states. And yeah, super interesting what's there. A lot of crazy stuff in there. You're right. Okay, so every Sunday we do have a story about that. So if you have never seen my Sinister Sunday, go check those out. Now our next one is the Oklahoma octopus. Uh,
Oklahoma octopus.
Yeah, we're all about some Bigfoot here in Oklahoma, you know, with the festival and all that. But there is also a terrifying menace that is called the Oklahoma octopus. A
I knew
terrifying
a
menace.
girl when I was 20 years old. I knew a girl. I called her an octopus. Her hands were everywhere. She was fat. She could pick your pocket quicker than slick. You know what I mean? You have 20 bucks in your pocket. 2 seconds later, you don't. You know, you never knew it was gone. You know, so she was from Oklahoma.
There you go. We don't know. I mean, there are real octopuses. Now we know there's giant octopus and squid and all this. So it's not too outlandish that one made it to, somebody brought it and shoved it in the water in Oklahoma and it grew big. I have no doubt about that there is an octopus. Um,
Watch your credit cards, by the way.
that's right. If you check out Jared TV, he does a lot of Appalachian stories. Oh, okay. I don't like to like kind of steal people's content. So what I do is I go and I read these obscure posts like from Reddit and from different vlogs that people tell their stories, and I get it from the horse's mouth kind of thing. The actual people who write about their stories. So that's where I've been getting mine from, because I'm trying not to like kind of like redo what's already on YouTube. But I will check him out, 'cause maybe I can find something that I haven't heard about and go look at it.
Jared's my brother. He's a good guy. He's a real buddy of mine. I've known him for 100 years. He's known me longer, so
Who?
good guy. Jared TV.
Oh, Jared. Okay.
Yeah, me and him go way back.
All right. Talking about way back, we're going to Ohio, Kirtland, Ohio, where there's melon heads. What the hell? Growing up, we were always told stories about the melon heads that lived in the woods between Kirtland and Chardon, Ohio. The story was that there was a doctor who lived in the woods who somehow acquired a bunch of children, possibly from a mental hospital, and performed experiments on them and caused their heads to become misshapen. One night, the children revolted and burned down the doctor's house, and now they roam the woods looking for human contact. Okay.
That's interesting twist of that story.
Yes.
Um, no, that was a family. The true basis for that legend that I know of,
Hmm.
it was a family that was incest for, I think it was 10 generations.
Ooh,
It was
wow.
all brother and sister, brother and sister, brother, sister, brother, mother, sister, brother, sister, whatever. And through the years, I think it was like 10 generations or something. I can't remember exactly. It might have been nine. I don't remember. Anyway, it was around Ohio area. And there were 7 kids in the house. And they couldn't go to school. They couldn't go anywhere because their heads were misshapen, their bodies were misshapen. Uh, their hand, one kid hand was the size of an adult, and the other hand was the size of a, toddler.
Right.
And they're really misshapen, deformed children, all 7.
Oh,
They
poor
got
thing.
to the point they got to the point they didn't want to live anymore, so they burned the house down, killed the parents inside, all 17,000 of them. They burned a
Yeah.
bunch of the people down, and 2 of the kids stayed in the house. They said, "No, we're going to stay in the house," and literally just burnt to death. They didn't want to live anymore. The other 5 took off from the house. The sheriff county saw them, saw the fire, whatever they went. They went chase the kids, and they saw the kids go through the bush and under this bridge, like a old wooden bridge. And by the time they got down to the water and shined the flashlights, they were way up the street and they never saw the kids again.
Hmm. Hi,
That's
Paula.
an that's an actual story. It happened in I think it was 1947, maybe
Oh,
48, something like that. Anyway, in that time area, but it was in the late 40s. But it's an actual case. It's an actual
oh.
documented, legitimate case,
Hmm.
which obviously turned into legends and folklore and everything else
Yeah.
after, right? Like it became urban legend stuff. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, because
it was actually a true story. It really
yeah,
did
because
happen.
it's like the telephone game with some of these things from way back when you didn't have such good reporting. It was just word of mouth. And as it went along, it got crazier and crazier as they told the story, you know? I think it was one of those
That
kind of
was
things.
Yeah, but that was an actual case. I remember that case not because of myself, but one of my elders
Mm.
worked on that case, right? So
Oh, nice.
someone I directly knew worked on that case. So
All righty. Sorry, I lost my place. Um, oh, it totally closed. I mean, 1 second, guys.
hello, if
Okay.
anybody came in, I can't see the chat, so I'm not ignoring anybody. I just I can't read it.
Paula says hello. Paula came in.
Hello.
Hmm. Here we go. Okay, now we were on the map. Okay, the next is the Lee County, South Carolina lizard man.
I've heard of that one.
As a child back in the mid 80s in South Carolina, I lived around the Lee County, Florence County border. This story erupted and stayed on the scene for years and years. The report centered around a 7 foot tall lizard man. It was a huge thing. Crews from all over the county showed up. People were selling merchandise on the side of the road. Everything from the lizard man ate my dog to reports of the lizard man running across I-20 carrying a deer. After one of the initial reports was proven false, chatter began to die down, but years afterward, it would fire up again anytime unexplained events occurred. There was even a televised resurgence of it in 2008 when CNN did a bit on it. So I wonder if there was any credibility to it ever.
I
People
don't know,
sometimes
but
say it's fake because they don't want to stir people up, but
I don't know. But I mean, I remember hearing all about that and stuff. It was a big thing for a long time, the lizard boy, lizard man.
hi
Oh,
Tina. Hi Suzanne.
hi, hi. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I do remember hearing about it.
Yeah. Ooh, this one you're gonna like, Danny. This
Mhm.
is from Utah, and it's
Uh,
Uton County, and it's called the dire wolf.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Real.
The dire wolf, it's a wolf human combo that lived on a ranch somewhere in Utah. A family moved into an old ranch and noticed that all the windows and doors were tightly secured and that there had been wolf sightings years ago in that area. The owner didn't think much of it until they found some dead cows with holes in them and no blood. Then the owner saw what looked like a wolf from far away. The wolf creature basically ends up running up to him and he shoots it. The gun does no visible harm, Even though it made a hole in its shoulder, the wolf creature casually walked away. The guy ends up looking for one of his missing cows and finds it dead. He also finds a calf getting attacked by the thing and being carried off. Yeah, so a lot of things. Um, they pass a picture of the creature, and the wildlife expert tells him that it's a dire wolf and it hasn't been alive for more than 1,000 years. This freaked him out because he was bulletproof and he was thinking maybe it was a ghost wolf. So,
Nope, just a dire wolf. Now, what people don't realize, you are extinct or an animal is extinct if there's 5,000 or less in the world. So not everything that they say is extinct is extinct. But once it's less than 5,000, it's extinct. Under 10,000 is endangered species. So if they say something's extinct, there still might be 5,000 of them left around.
sorry, I went to grab a cigarette. Yeah, the dire wolf was real thing way back. Well, that's what he's saying, Josh. Maybe it didn't really die out. They thought it did because maybe they didn't see him anymore, but life
I
has a
don't know.
way.
I think they're still there. Like I still think there's a few, you know. Like
Hmm.
I say, I've seen some. You got to remember where I live. I've seen some awful big wolves, right? That
Yeah,
look like they come out of a horror movie rather than out of the forest. Yeah. But hey, it's just a fact. If there's 5,000 or less of a species, it's now extinct.
yeah,
10,000 or less is on the endangered species list.
yeah, true.
So
It's true.
if they say the pedigree falcon's extinct, right? There's still 900 of them, but they're
Yeah,
extinct, right?
yeah,
So, but apparently there's a few animals that are on the extinction list that are coming back. Like there are 6 or 7 lately in the last 3 years have come from the extinct to endangered species. So they've moved up one level, right? Because people are leaving them alone because you're not allowed to touch them, you know? So, so who knows?
true. That's true. All right. Next
I,
one,
I
we're going.
would I I would rather live with hope, even if it's ridiculous, than bleakness because somebody said I had to.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, that's just me.
Next, we're going back to Ohio, Loveland, Ohio, for the Loveland Frogman. The Loveland
Hell is with
Frogman.
what the hell is with Ohio? Like everything's in Ohio. What the hell? You know, what's in the
I guess
water?
from Georgia.
What the hell's in the water in Ohio? There's
Yeah,
something in the water.
that's true.
Start
Jess is
drinking
from
bottled
Georgia.
water. Start if
don't
you're in
don't drink the
Ohio,
Ohio water. Yeah,
yeah, if you're in Ohio, drink bottled water before you turn into something. You know.
yeah. So we have the Loveland Frogman, which is Ohio's favorite. Um, it has been reported um that this frog somehow emits sparks and it has some kind of magic.
Mm.
And it's a very random cryptid, but they believe very highly in it.
Well, there you go.
Uh, uh, and they only call it a frog man because it's bigger, but it's a frog, but it's very big and it emits sparks.
Well,
And they believe it has some kind of magic.
well, I believe they believe it. That's what I believe. You
Yeah.
know, it might be a bullfrog with a firecracker up its ass for all I know, but if it
they
blows
say
sparks, it's supposed to.
they say that it carries sticks and like so it looks like it has like it's a wizard.
I wrote a toast for my brother. You know Jimmy. I
Hmm.
wrote for his birthday that just went by. I
Yeah.
said, "Here's to my brothers Jim, whose bows are made of fine brass, but in stormy weather they clang together, and sparks will fly from his ass." Maybe the frogs got the same problem. I don't know.
They might.
Maybe the frogs got brass balls,
Hi,
and in
John.
the stormy weather they clang together, and sparks will fly from his ass. I don't know.
Hey, Lucky Dragon. It could be. Oh, now we're going. Too bad Keith's not here. Now we're going to the Michigan Dog Man. Keith is in Michigan, and I had him up once, and he's seen a lot of these guys. So this is Wexford
Dogmen,
County, Michigan.
dogmen are real, but they're not werewolves.
No, they're not werewolves.
They're
In the
not werewolves.
woods of northwest lower Michigan, there is said to be a bipedal dog creature that has a howl that conveniently sounds like a human shriek. It's so entrenched in local folklore that there is an actual song about it that is played on the radio every year. Also, a local filmmaker has made a movie about it starring Larry Joe Campbell. It even appeared in episodes of the show Monster Quest. They. So, what do you think the dog man actually is?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's a species. You know.
I think so too. I think and I tell everybody this, I believe very highly because we impeded on so much of these animals' habitat that they're going together in places that they would have never met each other, but because now they're all squished together, and I think they're having babies. And I think that these offset things are like the babies of two different species.
Like Dogman's been all through this area, all through northern Ontario. Um,
Hmm.
like Dogman's been recorded here for hundreds of years. You
Yeah.
know, same with lichens and werewolves and wendigos and um, well, there's all kinds of them like that, right?
Yeah.
Half human, half dog, half human, half wolf, half this, half that. There's been 400 or 500 years worth of that, you know. So yeah, I mean, shapeshifters are a thing that's been around for as long as people could write, you know.
Oh, yeah. But I
Like
don't
even
think
in
the dog man is a shapeshifter. I think it's like you said, it's an actual species in
I
itself.
think it's just a species. I think
Yeah.
Dogman's a species, right?
Yeah.
But even in the old caves up here in the Indian caves and stuff, right? From
Yeah.
4,000 years ago, there's painting of dogmen and there's paintings of werewolves and stuff in the caves
Mm,
from 4,000 years ago, right?
that's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with until it's proved to me it's not. I'm not going to argue with 4,000 years of history that's been reported by people. How do we get history? Right? People
Right.
report it.
Yeah.
Like how do we learn shit from our history? Well, where do we get our history? From all kinds of books. But
Hmm.
it's also passed down by people, it's passed down by family, it's passed down by religion, it's passed down by whatever, right? And
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be the guy that turns around and says 500,000 people who said they've seen Dogman are lying,
Right.
you know? Like, what am I,
Right.
an idiot? You know? Like,
Well, and like,
I'm not gonna turn around and say, okay, the frog blowing spark out of its ass, that's bullshit. But there, other than that,
yeah. Well, and I always tell people too, it's not crazy to think that like, they're like, because some people are like, well, then we should be seeing them. Not exactly. And sometimes I think that some of these cryptids were beings who are actually extinct, and you're seeing their spirits and their energy. some
Also
of these
too, but
things.
I'll tell you what, if I'm in the if
Some.
I'm I'll give you a quick example. If I've lived all my life in the bush, yeah,
Yeah.
and I've got a family and I've got kids to protect, and I've got a village and I've got people I care about, right? And some jackass is hunting me, whether it's with a gun or with a camera, looking for me to prove that I exist or not.
Yeah.
Am I going to endanger my family by letting you see me, or am I going to tail it as soon as I see you?
Yeah. It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's called survival,
Yeah.
right? And on top of that, you don't know what kind of survival instincts they have. You don't know how many different, from fish to octopus to lizards to cats.
Yeah.
There's one dog that have camouflage ability where they can change their skin color and their tone and everything else and blend in with a freaking leaf, right?
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of fish that have camouflage.
There's a lot of creatures on this planet,
Yeah.
tons and tons of creatures that can blend into whatever they're standing beside because they can change the pigment of their skin
Yeah.
or their hair or whatever, right? Well, who's to say that some of these animals don't have that ability,
Right.
right? Because maybe that was part of their defense, um, that they were created with. Like a bird, no one had to tell the bird, okay, your wings are for flying. No one
Yeah.
had to tell a tiger, don't go in the water. No one told a fish, don't climb a tree. It's not going to work out for you, right? But the fish knows how to swim, and the fish knows how to breathe underwater, and the fish knows how to camouflage itself, right? Because that's what it is, right? So who's to say all these cryptids don't know how to be a cryptid,
Right.
right? Like we should know how to be humans. Don't you think cryptids should know how to be a cryptid?
Yeah. They know how to stay hidden.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Yeah.
They've met us, okay?
Yeah.
Humans are the worst. If they're scared, they kill it. If they don't
Yeah.
understand it, they kill it.
Yeah.
If they're afraid of it, they kill it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Or they trap it and they put it in a scientific room and they dissect it and they try to figure out what it is instead of leaving it alone. So
Right.
if I'm a cryptid, I'm not hanging around with any of those guys, you know?
Yeah. Josh, you're right. There's also known creatures that mimic others. Yeah, and that's
Mhm.
what their defense. Sure.
Yeah, there's one creature called a mimic that mimics others. So yeah.
Yeah, it's true. All right, now we're going to go to the Amsterdam in the Netherlands for the bullback. The bullback? The bullback lives under a bridge across one of the many canals in Amsterdam. Children are told that the Belek might come out of hiding and grab them, so that they better behave and not go near the bridge. The Amsterdam Council, not to be outdone, actually named two bridges after the infamous Bullock. So a visitor might try out the bridge and cross it or the canal. They can choose to admire the bridge from afar, and equally enjoy the canal. But just because the canal is just up the street from this bridge. Um, Take care though, since the Bullock seems to have an equal um, big appetite for unwary travelers. So I don't know. I never heard of this one either.
I've heard of them, but I'm still alive, so I'll never come across one. You know,
It
I've not been eaten yet, so that's a good sign.
is.
You know, I don't know. A lot of shit lives under bridges.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You know, and I don't want to insult the country by telling them they're full of shit. So
Yeah,
you know, we'll just leave
we
that
don't
in
know.
the. Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
well,
haven't been to Amsterdam, so we don't know what's there.
I'm going to leave that in the. Oh really? File
Yeah.
and just put it. Oh really? And I put it in the file,
Oh,
and that's it.
really?
Oh really?
There you go. It might be one of those ones that they just tell children to so they don't get hurt or something.
I think
Now
that's
we
it.
have in Arizona, we have the Mugulin monster. So in the mountains of central Arizona, we have the Mugulin, I don't know how to say it, monster, a southwestern variant of Bigfoot. There you go. They're bothering the Bigfoot again. First
What are
sighting
the
seems to
cartoons
have
for?
been
What the
by a
hell's up with bugging Bigfoot? Jeepers, creepers. Anyway, sorry
yeah,
about that, but poor Bigfoot's getting screwed again. Huh.
yep. The first sighting seems to have been by a Boy Scout in
Of
the
course.
Payson, Arizona area in the early 1940s. Another one involves an attack on prospectors in a remote cabin, harassment of campers in the Sierra. Um, in the early 60s, there was tales of encounters that were told around the campfire um, about this this poor monster. So yeah,
Well, you know what? It was probably a Bigfoot. I'll give
it
it
was
that because
probably
it's
a
in
big
the right terrain. It's the right. It's got water. It's got the food source. It's got the trees. It's got everything that it would need. So I mean,
yeah.
it's a possibility. But I draw the line at this Boy Scout bullshit. He wasn't there to do anything except he was going up there to meet the girl guide. Okay. And the Boy Scout and the Girl Guide were going to get caught by their parents for hanging out in the bush. So they made up this story so that they wouldn't get grounded. That's all that shit was. Okay. The rest of it, the rest of it could go. That's like Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Do you really think they went to get water? Come on.
The Boy Scout was going to find a mate in the 1940s and discovered the Bigfoot instead. I mean, it probably was a Bigfoot. It's true.
See? So,
It was the Tasmanian devil, the only one who ever lived in the canyon. Ooh.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to Wisconsin, to Elkhorn, where there's a Beast of Bray Road. Okay.
Oh,
There are
yes.
several, you know this
That's a
guy.
werewolf.
There are
That's a,
several encounters and stories about ranging from a dog-like humanoid running across a
no, it's a
road
werewolf.
to three
It's not a
creatures.
dog man. It's not a dog man. It's not a lichen. It's a werewolf. And there's a whole bunch of them. There's a
Yeah.
family
Well,
of them.
we can say werewolves run in packs anyway. So
They run in packs, and there's a whole damn family of them there. And
yeah,
it's
they're
not
hunting
just Bray
over.
Road. It's not Bray Road. It's actually Wisconsin, Ohio's. But they were caught on Bray Road.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
And it was
they
first
called it the
reported in
Beast of Bray Road.
1935. But
Yeah.
they're funny enough, then they saw a lot of them, but lately there hasn't been any activity. They
Because
figured out how to hide better. you know?
they got smarter, it's simple,
Yeah, they
you
got
know.
smarter.
No, it's like I told you, they started getting hunted, right?
Mhm.
So they said, okay, we got to watch out for these humans because they're just not good people. They're
Yeah,
hunting us. Let's avoid them. Simple as. It's not rocket science,
yeah,
you know.
it's true. Oh, Suzanne, coyotes. Mhm. Oh, this one is in New Zealand and it's called the Tanawa. In New Zealand, we have many Tanawa. They are beings that live in deep pools in rivers, dark caves, or in the sea, especially in the place with dangerous currents or deceptive um, breakers like giant waves. They may be considered highly respected guardians, even for the people and the places. Um, but some people consider them dangerous predatory beings. They often have a row of spines along their back. Many Pacific people from around the South Pacific Also have Tanawa. um, but they're taken very serious. Even the government takes it seriously. If they are building a new road and a known Tanawa is present, they will build around it.
Same with the fairies in England and Scotland. Same thing.
Oh,
You
it's like a
don't,
faith
you don't,
kind of
you
thing.
don't, yeah, you don't mess with them.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen they'll tear down a whole mountain rather than go where that is, right? Like there's no way. They
Mm.
take them very seriously. And I'm, the way I look at it, if they're going to spend $6 million to go 1 mile around something, I'm not walking through it either.
Yeah, well, that's true. Um,
You know,
but what are they? What do you think? What are they like a
I mean,
fae folk or are
yeah, they're
they
a
a?
type of fae folk, but on the far side, right? Like, I think they're a type of fae folk, yeah, but more of the tree side rather than the fae
Oh,
side.
mhm. Yeah, because if they live in the rivers and in the sea, I was like, hmm,
Lucky wrote something, but I can't see what it says. Can you read me what Lucky wrote?
yes, I'll go back. Lucky. Okay, Lucky wrote, actually, Jack and Jill were brother and sister, and they were going up the hill to fetch water because their father told them um to, and when he broke his crown, he woke up in the hospital.
No, 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 Lucky. That's that. If I understand your misconception because people lie, okay? They were brother. They might have been brother and sister, but they lived in Oklahoma. And and the story goes, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack had $1, and Jill had a quarter. When they came down, Jack fell down and he broke his crown. But Jill had $1.25. Do you really think they went for water? I mean, come on. Now, he had the buck and she had a quarter. Now she got $1.25. So,
That's right.
and he's been knocked out. So like he was knocked out. So he ain't telling nobody shit. Okay. But she still got the $1.25. So come on, you can't tell me, you know. I'm glad we got to
Po-
clear that up for you.
yeah, possums are tough, durable animals, and they eat ticks. Ooh. Um, we have
Yes.
rainbow trout. Oh, I like rainbow trout, Suzanne. Okay, let's go to South Africa, where we
Okay,
have
one
the
more. One more, then I got to get off of here.
yeah, the Tukolashi. I don't know, something like that. So in South Africa, the Tokolashi is an evil creature about a foot high, resembling an evil monkey. Locals believe that raising the bed above the ground will keep you safe. As a kid, we used to have our beds on bricks or empty paint tins.
And if children or anyone is walking in the park, they will attack and eat them. Yeah,
Really?
really.
Oh,
They are a hybrid monkey. They're like they're actually they're considered demons, right?
no.
And I guess they kind of but if you could imagine uh one of those spider monkeys with the temperament of an angry baboon, mix them together, that's kind of what you got.
Oh,
They're very violent. They're like they got they got the sincerity and the cariness of a rabid wolverine. Okay,
oh no.
but they're called Tasanis and they're basically demons, right? Um, enough millions of people believe that they're a demon, not an
Right.
animal, right? So I'm not saying that it's an animal, but if you cross those animals, that's kind of what you'd have.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like if you had a spider monkey with the temperament of a baboon and an angry wolverine, that's what you got.
That's right, Lucky Dragon.
What Lucky say?
He said, I was talking about like the real version, not the hillbilly version. But you're right, there may be two versions.
See? And she's not a virgin anymore.
Yeah.
Now there's only now there's only one virgin. But the one from Oklahoma ain't no virgin no more.
That's right.
The one that you're talking about, well, maybe, you know. But the
Well,
one that
maybe
I've got,
that's right. Depends where they originated from. And
you
Jack and
know,
Jill are very common names.
yeah, there's a lot of Jack and Jills. So, you know, Jack and Jill, pill shoot. There's Jack and Jill, and she should have took the pill. I think that's the way it goes. But anyway, so I'm glad we got that sorted.
Got it sorted. That's right.
We got it sorted. Now Lucky's happy and I'm happy because we both know uh one's a virgin and one's not a virgin. So we're good.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. Right, Kim.
okay, guys, it was a lot of fun, but I'm tired. I've been working out really hard. I just finished day 17 of 56, so I'm kind of tired.
Hmm.
I didn't get my nap in today because I had to work out. Well, I had to take Georgie to this dialysis, and then I had to go get groceries, and then I had to do all my different workouts and something
And then
else.
I made him come here because it's Saturday. So yeah.
So then I had to come here because the woman said so, and I can't argue with the woman, you know. Sometimes I just don't listen, but I don't argue. Uh,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I don't listen worth the shit, but I don't argue. You know. Uh, yeah.
Hmm.
But training's going really good.
Yeah.
A lot better than I expected. And I'm hoping this year, I'm going to share it with you guys here. I'm hoping
Yeah.
this year when I go to the comp in November, because I've been invited back because I won first place last November in this overs and 60s strongman comp. I took first place. So I got to go back again this November to Texas to defend my
Yeah.
title. Right. But I'm hoping to break 3 Texas records while I'm there for lifts. I'm hoping to break the Conan wheel lift, the overhead press, and the deadlift. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's my goal. That's why I'm working so hard. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys.
Yeah. And if you don't know Danny's Strongman channel, which right now is where he's putting most of the content, um, check it out. Let me see. I'll find it.
I need I only need 9 more subscribers to get 1,000, you guys.
Oh yeah.
9 subscribers and I hit 1K. And I've only been on there for like 350 years.
Yeah. So please check him out. I'm gonna give you his link.
That's what I was trying to do, but I'm suck at it.
Yeah, I got it already. So
Thank you.
there's his link, and you know what, we'll pin it up in the messages there too, so anybody who watches it after can see. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to Danny, 9 more subscribers to 1,000. That'd be fabulous.
9 to those subscribers, 9 YouTubians. That's all I need.
9
Oh,
YouTubians. So
yeah.
we would love if you
Don't
would
be
join
that.
his channel.
Yeah,
And
become a member of my wolf pack there, you know.
yeah.
All right, hon. Big hugs, and I'll see you
Okay.
tonight.
Yes.
I'm gonna go lie down for an hour. If you're up or whatever later, I'll message you.
Okay. All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good. All right,
Okay,
love.
blessings, everybody. We'll talk to you later. I hope you guys enjoyed and had fun.
Thank you,
Bye.
Janelle, for subscribing.
Oh, thank you. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Where's that stupid button? I know I gotta look like I'm okay. I
There's
gotta look like I gotta look like I'm constipated because that's what it does when I'll find it. Don't worry. Here.
Tina,
There.
hi, honey. I if I didn't
There.
say
There it
hello,
is. There it is.
there you go. Okay. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, the lights with the camper. I figured why not? I like it because it moves a little. But with us here, you can't really see it. But if I decide that I need to step away for a second, you have a nice picture in the background to look at while I step away. So I kind of like these moving backgrounds. Um, they're fun. Yeah. So and so yeah, I really, if you guys would maybe check out, I know you guys love live streams, but maybe if you're kind enough to check out some videos tomorrow, if you like the cryptids, tomorrow is Sinister Sunday and I'll be talking about the cryptids of the Appalachian. I already put one story. um Tomorrow will be story number 2 and I'll do about 10 about the Appalachian unknown creatures that people have come across, true stories from different people around the internet. And plus, I've been also telling true stories on Fridays too about different things people encounter, like weird stuff. But this could be spirits. It's not only cryptids, it could be spirits. It could be just strange situations. It could be strange people, all sorts of things. You're protesting tomorrow. Fabulous. It's going to be like 4 degrees here tomorrow. I don't know in New York that we have any protests, but I'm not buying anything, until Monday. So I have been boycotting. We haven't bought anything. So yeah, looks like deer camp, but I'd be sitting in the lawn chair with a jar of moonshine. There you go. um yeah, that's why I try to make as many people as I can blue if I see like Tina's not blue. Um I try to make people blue so that other people can't come and block anybody who I like. Because you never know. Sometimes plus I want you guys all to be able to check each other out. So that picture of you and Danny in the upper corner is creepy. You have black eyes. Do I? Um, it's not really that creepy if you look at it big. Let's see. Can I make it big? It's just the way that's an actual picture. Danny came here to visit me once. And so, yeah. Wonder if I have that picture somewhere. I don't know. It was actually a screenshot from my live stream when I actually met him at the airport. So, yes, that was Tina. You're leaving. Thank you for hanging out with us, Tina. Yeah, out in the freezing cold protesting. Right. I had to go Friday. I had to go out just to go to my physical therapy. I walked there. My legs were frozen. Frozen when I got there that I ended up taking the bus back, which I don't normally do, but I had to because I was freezing. 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 Anyway, so yeah, I had to take the bus. But you know, plus there's so much snow here in New York still that like to cross, you only have this little tiny path where people walked already in the snow. Um to get out into the street. So if there's two people, it's a pain in the neck. Okay, I put my glasses on. It's good. It's not bad. um, but yeah. But I was so much heavier then too. Like and we were having like probably because I was swollen too. We were having he came in September and we were having like an Indian summer and it was literally like 95 degrees like the whole for the whole 1 week he was here and we went like ghost hunting stuff. It was hot. I was pissy. Thank you, Jackie. Um, yeah, that it was hot and I was pissy. I hate when it's like 95. I hate when it's humid. I don't mind hot, but I hate that humid, I'm sticky, I'm wet, I'm gross kind of thing. I don't like it. Um, you know. Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. You know what? I am going to hit 50 this year and I don't have a gray hair. So I'm knocking on wood, sorry. So if I had someone to fix my hair nice, my hair would be beautiful. I would love to go there, Paula, and maybe one day I will, because I want to try to plan within the next year or two to move to um Minnesota, somewhere in Minnesota, so that I could be close to Danny and close to my daughter who's in Indiana, so I could see my grandson. So there's not too long of a way to drive for my daughter. Because my daughter can get to Minnesota, um, like within 4 to 6 hours, depending. Um, Danny could get to Minnesota in about 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours, depending. Um, so, um, but to get to me from anywhere is like 24 hours, which is a pain in the neck to drive 24 hours, right? So if I'm in Minnesota, I'll be closer to Massachusetts, and I can go different places to visit. That's what I'm planning to do. Planning to get the heck out of New York. If it's humanly possible, that's what I'm gonna try to do within the next 2 years. So yeah. Yes, my daughter's in Indiana. Oh, you're in Kentucky. Yes. She's actually I'm gonna go out there, Patrazi, to Indiana June June. February 7th to February 17th. I'm gonna be in Indiana. And we're probably gonna go to Kentucky to this machine fair because they have to set it up. So I'll go there and watch the baby while they do the setup. But anyway, if that's going to be the case, I'm going to post it. And then, if you're near that machine fair, you could come see me. We could say hello. I don't know if you know where this machine fair is in Kentucky. And I think it's going to be like the weekend before Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Um, Stop in Columbus on your way. I'm actually This is another thing. Please knock on wood and pray for me. I'm taking the plane instead of the Amtrak this time because I don't think with my back I can spend 24 hours on the train again. I did it the first time we went to visit her. I spent 24 hours on the train there and 24 on that train back. It was really, I don't know if I could do it again. And I get very nauseous and stuff. So I hate planes, but I'm going to take it to go to her house. Anyway, but then from her house, once I'm at her house, we're going to drive to Kentucky because she's going to drive. I don't drive. But, and I'm going to try to visit while I'm there. I'm going to try to visit Mary. So that should be nice. Because she's only like 3 hours away from my daughter, where she lives in Indiana. So she's on the other side of Indiana, but I'm going to try to go see her. If the weather's not too crazy, my daughter said she'd drive me so I could see her a few hours. So that'd be fun. So, yeah. From my family tree, I have a grandmother many times removed who was burned at the stake, accused of being a witch. Who knew? Wow. Yeah, but back then they just, if your neighbor didn't like you, they could accuse you and they would just hang you. They wouldn't really do too much digging, which was kind of what was fucked up about that time. So probably maybe she wasn't. Oh, I will say hi to Mary for you. So maybe she wasn't a witch. I don't know. I know my grandmother's a witch. and like a real witch. She's done some crazy things. Um, I'll just give you a quick story of my grandma. Um, so my grandmother, the reason why I say she's a witch is, um, so, so her mother passed away, right? And she was very, very close with her mother. And so a few years after her mother passed away, her father said he was going to get remarried because he didn't want to be alone. And my grandmother didn't want him to get married because she thought then the woman would get some of his money. And my grandmother was not having any of that. She wanted all the money, right? So she goes, no, no, I'm going to come and take care of you. You don't need a woman. And and her father, my my great grandfather was like, you have your own husband to take care of, or you're gonna come live with me? That's so dumb. And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna marry this lady who somebody introduced him to, right? Okay. She's like, that's not happening. She goes with her brother. So there was a witness. She goes with her brother, my uncle Gus. She goes there to the funeral, to the cemetery, to talk to her mother. And she's kneeling down and she's holding on to the stone and she's hysterical, saying, please don't let him marry this lady, blah, 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 to her mother, right? Even my uncle, who was there, the earth started to shake and the stone started really shaking, that my grandma got scared, backed up, stood up, and they were like, okay, let's go, right? 2 days later, my grandfather, her father, my great grandfather, was dead. So we think that she, like, what, because she's a witch and maybe she just doesn't know it, or maybe she does, who knows, that she, like, put so much energy into being upset and hateful about him getting married and bothering her mother to do something, that, yeah. And 2 days later, I mean, and he was totally fine because he had just went um a few days before for a checkup, and they told him he was fine. And at the time, my mother was living downstairs from him, and I think I was not born yet, or she was pregnant with me or something. Um, and yeah, and he just got up, went to make his coffee, had some coffee, went, got the newspaper, came back, read the newspaper, told my mother, okay, I'm gonna go for my nap. And usually he napped for about an hour or two. After about 3 hours, my mother's like, damn, that he's napping long. My mother went to check on him and he was dead. So yeah. Wow, that's some energy. Yeah. So that's why I say I think she's a witch, because yeah. um, so you know, that's what I think there. But anyway. Oh well, too late now. Yeah. Hi, Kevin. So yeah, the how did you know I wrote a poem for a woman? I used to watch Charmed. Oh, um, yeah. So I don't know. I think she's a witch, and I think my mother was too. She really was into like gypsy stuff and like that kind of thing. She had a Ouija board always hanging on her wall. She always called me her gypsy child. Like, she always had those little she had these little Buddhas that were like blessed. And she told me if you rub the Buddha's belly and you really, really wish for something hard, it will come true. So I remember, but she always used to tell me, be careful what you wish for because it will come true, right? And I remember when she was pregnant with my sister, and I was about 6, and I really, really wanted a sister. And my parents didn't have money to go to the doctor, so my mother didn't have any tests to see what she was going to have, right? So, I wished on the Buddha's belly, that I would have a sister. And she was right. Be careful what you wish for, because if I could go back, I would wish for a brother. But anyway, that's besides the point. That besides the point. Yeah, but anyway. Those brown bottles will get you every time. Yeah. So so yeah, my whole family might have been a little and like me, I'm not a witch, but I'm a gatekeeper, right? I could cross over spirits. So we all had something in the bloodline. Um, Magical. That's what I say. I guess it's magical. I don't freaking know. Otherworldly or spiritual. Maybe very spiritual. Let's call it that. My grandmother, my mom's mother, was a healer and she could break spells. Mm. Now, see, my aunt, who on my mother's side, who I said, their mother is the witch, my grandmother, who, did that crazy stuff at the cemetery. Anyway, um, so my aunt, her daughter, my mother was the first daughter, my aunt the second daughter, right? So my aunt can take away the evil eye from you. If you get like the evil eye, she does something with oil and water. I have it on my channel where she did it once for my cousin, and she can take that. Yep, I was told I was a spirit healer by Danny. There you go, Kim. Are you a key master? They call me a gatekeeper, but you know, is that from Ghostbusters? Are you the gatekeeper? Oh no, he said, "Are you the key holder?" And he was the what? Yeah, there was one gatekeeper and one key holder. Uh-huh. My mother was a witch and my father was a wolf. Well, there you go. Yes, from Ghostbusters. Yeah, so now my sister probably is like a kitchen witch kind of, because she works with like herbs and she makes like food stuff. So she's more of a kitchen witch kind of thing. Um and she doesn't really believe in too much other than the fae folk because she's seen them and they've brought her stuff and she leaves them offerings. She's really big with the fae folk, but she doesn't really believe in too much of anything else. The key master, there it was, the key master. So yeah, my sister would be more kitchen witch kind of thing, but yeah, so yeah, we're all something. We like the spiritual stuff. Um, and funny enough, not any of us are religious. Well, my grandmother was, still is. I can't say was. She can't do as much because she's in the nursing home. She's 97. But she's religious. It's funny. The worst of the ones are always the religious ones, right? Anyway, Danny said, "You are the gatekeeper of the youth." Oh, there you go. That's true. My ex wasn't a witch, but it did rhyme with it. What don't they sell? The evil eye is prevalent in Spanish. Yeah, in Greece, it's big in Greece too. Of course, everybody in Greece wears the evil eye to help keep the evil eye off of them. They're real crazy about that. Probably too because the gypsies from Turkey come over the border to like sell stuff and everything, and they're like fortune tellers and all this, but they're said that if you piss them off that they'll give you the evil eye. So everybody makes sure that they can get rid of the evil. They know somebody who can get rid of the evil eye. But that kind of stuff happens every day. I have no idea the energy that surrounds life and death, especially in those type of situations. It's true, Lucky Dragon. It is true. Well, I'm going to let you guys go because I have a few things to do. Because like I said, I am getting ready to go to, I don't know if I could do live streams the 2 weeks that I'm there. I'll try, depending on. I mean, I could always maybe go upstairs after the baby goes to sleep and we could do an hour of games or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try to have videos up for you guys though for that week, and which is some of the stuff I have to do, get ready and do some videos for the week. So at least the videos are up. Yeah, and we'll see what we could do with live streams. And when I'm there in Indiana, I mean, maybe if we go somewhere interesting, I'll just do random pop-ups from like maybe that machine fair in Kentucky or somewhere else. There's a little tiny cemetery on the side of the road that I keep telling my daughter I really just want to stop there. It's such an old cemetery, so I'd really like to go there. So we'll see if I could get her to stop. It's supposed to be in the 50s when I'm there in Indiana, so that's okay temperature to go out a bit. So hopefully it will be good. So I appreciate you guys all hanging out with Danny and I, and I'm going to put on Nina's favorite outro, and we will see you next Wednesday, of course. Um, I'll be live because I'll still be here. I think I leave right Saturday, the 7th. So yeah, so we'll definitely see you next Wednesday and Thursday. Um, and then yeah, and I'll see you on the tubes, guys. And don't forget to check out, thank you, Jackie, for coming. Don't forget to check out Sinister Sunday tomorrow. And if you like spooky stories, check out the Friday night scary story. And because you'll like those stories. And they're very short, guys. None of them are more than 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you soon.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.